Hello everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Yoga channel. My name is Sil, and for today's yoga class, you're going to be needing a strap and 2 blocks. If you don't have a strap, you can always use a belt or a housecoat strap or even like a long towel, whatever works. It doesn't have to be a fancy yoga strap. And we're gonna go ahead and take one of our blocks, and I'm just gonna place that block under my sits bone, kind of like you're sitting on a bicycle seat, if you will. Knees are about hip distance apart, and we're just gonna go ahead and start by warming up the neck and shoulders. So if we could take the chin and we're just gonna tuck it towards the chest, but not so much that you can't breathe. I'm just gonna take a moment here and just take a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, we're going to go ahead and sweep the chin towards one of our shoulders. And as we inhale, we're going to sweep the chin towards the center and all the way back to the other side. And we're just going to go side to side, dragging your chin. Now I know the shoulders are going to want to crunch up towards the ears. Can we keep them relaxed? And really just noticing a nice gentle stretch along each side of the neck as we sweep the chin side to side. And maybe gradually roll a little further back, being extra careful and gentle on your cervical spine. And maybe it feels nice to roll all the way back. You choose. Noticing any clicks and cracks along the way. Maybe just a couple more here. Releasing any kinks of tension. And finally, when you're complete, coming back to center, reset your neck, maybe a little turn of the head side to side. And up and down, looking towards the ceiling, towards the ground. Nice. And then we're going to start moving the shoulder. So we're going to do one shoulder at the time. So we're going to lift the right shoulder up towards the ear. And while we're keeping that left shoulder down, we're going to roll that right shoulder back and down away from the ear. And as that right shoulder lands down, start lifting the left one up. And we're going to imagine rowing our shoulders. So one shoulder lifts as the other one relaxes down away from the ear. And we're going to pull it back and down. So just allowing that gentle spinal movement as you do this. Noticing a little thoracic twisting as you lift your shoulders. Maybe even allowing the hands to slide up and down your thighs. Just warming up the shoulders. Now if you're rowing back, maybe changing directions, rowing forward with the shoulders. Couple more of those. And finally, coming back to center. You're sitting on that block. We're going to lean forward, and we're just going to bring your blocks towards the front edge of your mat, and we're going to move into a wide-legged child's pose. So for wide-legged child's pose, we're going to take those knees a little bit wider, so about mat width distance apart. Big toes come together to touch behind you, and start sinking the hips down and back towards the heels. And then maybe walking the hands forward as you release your forehead into your mat. If your forehead does not quite reach, you can always use a block. Bring the ground closer to you. Rest your forehead on that block if that feels a bit better. And seeing if you can adjust your body, maybe a little wiggle, maybe knees come wider or closer together. Maybe the hands and the fingertips reach a little bit
further away. Just take a moment here to breathe into your body. Notice how your breath changes in this shape. Notice as you inhale, the belly falling, the ribs expanding, creating space for air. And as you exhale, noticing everything just kind of relax, ribs closing in, pushing air out of your body. 3 more breaths here. Nice, easy, breezy breaths. And when you're ready on your next inhale, just beginning to lift the forehead off your block or your mat, walking the hands towards your knees, towards your body as you come out of your child's pose. And then just coming up on hands and knees here in a tabletop position. Take a moment to maybe give your body a little wiggle, a little stretch of the legs behind you if that feels nice. We're going to go ahead and take those blocks and we're going to move into a puppy pose to really open up the shoulders. So for puppy pose, take your blocks on the medium height like I have, and maybe placing your blocks maybe about shoulder distance apart to place your hands over top, kind of like you're just kind of using your blocks as high heels. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to start by reversing the knees just a little bit, and then bringing your forearms down over top of the blocks like they're supporting your arms. And then gently draw the chest down towards the earth, kind of lengthening your spine, keeping the arms on the block, just bringing your head between the arms, between the elbows, and seeing if you can lengthen your spine. You might have to adjust your knees back a little bit further if you need to, if you have long legs or a long spine. If it feels good to curl the toes, you can absolutely do this. And see if you can adjust your pelvis. So by tilting the tail kind of down, if you will, to lengthen your spine. Keep breathing here. This can feel a bit intense on the shoulders and the upper back. See if you can direct your attention back to your breath. Hold your position here. Breathe. Three more breaths. And when you're ready, as you inhale, gently coming back up, out of your puppy pose, maybe bringing your knees a little closer, and gently coming out. Finding your way seated in just a hero pose, maybe taking a block, finding your bicycle seat again. Just take a moment, roll the shoulders. That can be a little intense. We're going to use our strap next. So go ahead and grab your strap, and we're just going to fold the strap in half. We're going to do some shoulder flossing. You might have heard of this before. So essentially folding your strap in half. We have different lengths of straps. Some are longer than others. So just finding something that works for you. If your strap isn't long, you don't have to fold it in half. You can just kind of use your strap and see if you can bring your hands on the strap so that, imagine your hands are raising the roof and you're resting the strap in the crease of your thumb so the tails are falling out, and then wrap your fingers over top. Now, we're going to bring the strap up and over, but see if you can adjust your hands so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width of a grip, if you will. And then you can adjust where your hands are. You can bring your hands wider if you need to. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take an inhale and lengthen through the spine and stretch your nice tall spine. Imagine being pulled up from the crown of your head towards the ceiling. And we're going to allow the strap to gently
roll back behind us. And using your breath, lifting the strap all the way up, overhead, and forward. Now again, you can adjust your grip a little bit further apart. You can also bend your elbows slightly if you need to. I know that sometimes when it comes to lifting the strap from behind you up and overhead can be a little challenging. You might need a little bit of a bend in the elbows to get there as you build the strength in the shoulders. And just gently moving forward and back with the strap, just feeling into that stretch in the shoulders, being very cautious and gentle with your body and listening to your body. If it feels painful, then I would highly recommend maybe just go up, over, and then forward, and just being gently and maybe gradually moving a little bit further back. Just playing around with options. Can we do maybe 2 more? Beautiful. Keep going. And we're just gonna finish up here. All the way forward. Nice. Shake it out if that feels good. Roll the shoulders. Roll the neck a little bit more. Nice. Moving on, we're gonna just take our blocks. We're gonna set them aside for now. And we're gonna find our way seated on our mats with our legs towards the front. And really root down into your sits bones. I like to rock gently side to side, moving fleshy parts out of the way. And then just taking your strap here, and we're gonna place the middle part of our strap just under the soles of the feet. And then finding the 2 tail ends, and then finding your hands gripping around your strap. I like to find a nice tall position here, seated, rooted into my sits bones. Imagine an imaginary string pulling up from the crown of your head to lengthen that spine. And we're gonna move into a seated forward fold. So gently keeping your spine nice and tall. Start to inch your way forward, holding onto the strap. Keeping that nice tall spine, maybe chin comes down to chest here, aiming to get a stretch in the back of the legs. It's okay if you have a bend in the knee. It's okay if your chest is not folded right over top of your thighs. It's not about reaching for the toes. It's about feeling into your body. How this feels today. Keep your breath steady and easy. Beautiful. When you're ready, as we inhale, we're going to come back to that tall spine, that nice tall seated position. We're going to keep a grip of the strap with your right hand, and we're going to let go with the left arm. Left palm will start reaching forward like you're reaching for a handshake from your imaginary friend in front of you. Keep that tall spine, rooting in your sits bones, right hand holding the strap. We're going to open up that left arm, reaching out to the side and all the way back. Keep that nice, gentle pressure in the arms here with the right hand, and reach back like you're trying to stretch and reach for your friend behind you, but you just can't quite reach for them. And then slowly we're going to scoop the arm back forward. We're going to switch sides. So gripping the strap with your left hand, right arm reaches forward. Take the time to reach and then scoop the arm back. Nice and easy, opening up like a book. Arm reaches all the way back, feeling into that thoracic twist here. And then forward. Now just listen to your body again. If maybe one side you can reach all the way back, but not the other, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. Reach back as far as your body allows you to while keeping that arm at shoulder length, shoulder height. Keep going. Now we're gonna keep moving in this fashion, but we're gonna add a different twist to it. So left arm will reach back. Now from the back position, we're gonna scoop that left arm all the way up and over and switch our grip. Reach forward, open up wide like a book towards the back, and then scoop your arm all the way up like an arch and reach for that strap. Switching sides. Let's do 2 more on each side. Opening up wide and scoop it forward. Open up wide and scoop it all the way forward. Last one on each side. And finishing off that side. Both hands come gripping on the strap. We're going to allow ourselves to slide to a reclined position on our mat. Now maybe you want to adjust your body so you're on your mat and just allow your body to slide down, inching the strap longer and longer. And finally, when your shoulder blades hit the ground and your head, start bending the knees, keeping some tension into the strap, and kick your feet all the way up to the top, where again, holding your strap with a nice grip in your hands, start to explore little movements, maybe a little circles. Imagine rubbing your heels on the ceiling and just massaging your lower back, your lower spine, that root chakra, maybe both directions, clockwise, counterclockwise, or maybe a little sway side to side or front to back. And finally, we're going to start pulling the strap as we bend the knees, connecting up the soles of the feet into like a reclined butterfly, landing the outer edges of the feet. Keep a grip into the strap here, but we're going to allow the knees to close all the way over to the left side. So both knees are on the left side, moving into a reclined supine twist. Right arm will let go of the strap, and we're gonna reach it out to the right hand long edge of your mat, nice and long. Right arm is reaching out, knees are falling to the left. We're still holding onto the strap with the left hand. Now, option to keep your gaze steady towards the ceiling, or maybe you want to turn your head towards that arm if you like. I personally like to add a little nod of my head side to side. Just allowing your head to gently move right and left. And finally, keeping that grip in the left hand, we're going to lift the knees all the way up to the top. We're going to switch grips. So right hand reaches for the strap. Left arm reaches out to the side as we let the knees fall to the right hand side of your mat. Switching sides. Maybe feeling a stretch here in the outer hips. A nice spinal twist, warming up for our shoulder strengthening exercise. And again, option to keep your neck steady, your gaze towards the left, the right, or maybe even the top. Or maybe you want to add a little nod, gently, side to side. Finally, we'll lift the knees all the way back to the top. Beautiful. And we're going to kick the strap out of the way for now. We're going to set it aside. And we're going to roll onto a side and come back up.
We're gonna need our 2 blocks for the rest of this practice. So we're gonna place the blocks on either corners of the front of your mat. Now, I want you to be mindful that the higher the blocks are, the more challenging this exercise is going to be. I don't recommend that you have them on the highest height. I would recommend you either start with the blocks flat on the mat or maybe on the medium height. Now you choose. They can be a little closer together. I like to have them a little bit wider towards the top corners of my mat. And we're gonna go ahead and find ourselves right on our belly in a prone position. Now, to get ready, we're gonna take our legs, maybe bring them a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Bring your hands just in front of you. You're gonna move into some gentle cobra flows for now. So palms can be right under the shoulders. They can be a little bit more forward in line with your face, a little bit wider. You choose where your palms go. Now wiggle a little bit side to side and really start to feel engagement in your legs. So imagine poking your toes onto the wall behind you. So really lengthen your legs and keep that leg engagement. Keep the legs grounded into the mat and imagine pressing your pubic bone into your mat. Now, from here, we're just gonna start by peeling the chest up off the mat as high as your body allows you to go without using your hands. And then when you feel like you can't lift anymore, using your palms to get a little bit more lift, stopping where you're met with resistance, hold at the top for a moment, and gently come back down. Keeping your legs engaged, pressing the pubic bone into the mat, peel the chest up as high as your body allows you to go, and then use your palms to get a little bit more lift. And coming back down. I like to use my inhale as I lift, and my exhale as I come down. Let's do a couple more. And again, you can move your hands, explore how it feels to have your hands maybe under your shoulders or maybe a little bit more forward. And listen to your body again. If it doesn't feel good to lift very high in your spine, don't lift so high. Just be gentle. And then finally coming back down. We'll bring those blocks back to the front corners of our mat. Okay. Arms are gonna come nice and wide for this exercise, like you're creating a Y shape with your arms. Legs are stretched back. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift an arm over the blocks. So when you're ready, eyes are down towards the mat. We're gonna lift the right arm up and over the right block. Tap the middle of your mat and then lift it back over to the side. Left arm this time lifts over the left block. Tap the palm in the center and come back to a Y shape. We're gonna go side to side, using your core, your top half of your body, to leverage side to side, if you will. Use your breath. Lifting on your inhale, exhale back to center, or vice versa, whatever breath cue feels best for you. Keeping your legs nice and still, stretched behind you. Can we do 2 more, side to side? Working on that last one. And keep going, this time both arms over the block and back into a Y. Both arms over the block, tap at the center, and back into a Y. Be gentle here with your body, taking breaks in between if you need to. 2 more.
Beautiful. Take a mini rest. Maybe kick your feet up towards the ceiling. Give your legs a little windshield wash side to side. Really feeling the muscles of your back, working hard in this exercise. And bringing the legs back down towards the mat. We're gonna do our final one here. So readjusting your blocks if you have to. Arms will start into that Y again. Really stretch your toes back. And we're gonna do like a lateral or a diagonal kind of tap. So I'm gonna start here by starting to press extra heavy in the right palm. Keeping the right palm pressed into the ground, I'm gonna lift the left arm over both blocks to tap my hand. And then we're gonna lift all the way back into that starting position. Start to press extra heavy into the left palm, lifting the right one to tap the left palm, going over both blocks, and then back over. Now you can bring your blocks closer together if you like. You choose here what feels best in your body. And gradually you can take those blocks further apart for a little more challenge. Beautiful work. Keep going. Can we do 3? And 2. And 1. Coming back to your Y. Move your blocks out of the way. Take a mini break. Oh, that feels so good. When you're ready, pressing the mat away, palms are under shoulders. Push back up on your hands and knees. Take a moment here on your hands and knees if it feels good to do a couple of cats and cows. Go ahead and do that, being extra gentle with your spine as you readjust. Maybe a little wiggle of your tail. And we'll finish off with a child's pose with knees together. So bring your knees nice and close. Start to sink the hips down and back towards your heel. Walking the palms forward. Forehead comes down to your mat or your block. Take a moment. Notice your spine and this shape, this counter bend of the spine. Breathe. Allowing your breath to travel all the way down to your lower back. Can we pause here for 3 more breaths? In through the nose and out through pursed lips. And then on your next inhale, coming out of your child's pose, nice and easy. Finding your way into a seated position to end your practice. I love to sit on the edge of a block to prop myself all the way up so that I can have a nice tall spine. Bring one hand to the heart and one on the belly for a moment. Option to soften your gaze or close your eyes. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Letting go of anything no longer serving you today. Deep breath in. Little pause at the top. Exhale, sigh it out. One more time. And out. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.